Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to my Tuesday night live video. It is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, 5 p.m. Central Time. I might sneeze. Uh-oh. You know when you can feel it coming? It might happen, I don't know. Anywho, okay, I think we're all right. As you join me, whether you're watching live or on the replay, please leave a comment and say hello. Let me know that you are here watching. Hi Marva, hi Debbie. I don't know. You know that feeling? Like, it's like, oh, you feel like you're going to sneeze and then it doesn't happen and it just lingers. Like, I don't know. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Andrea. Oh, man. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're having a good start to your week. I am a little bit tired. I don't know what's going on with me, but yesterday and today I've not been feeling 100%. I was talking with my boss today and he was like, do you have allergies? And I was like, oh, maybe it's fall allergies. Who knows? But anywho, I'm here. Hi, Joan. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Tonight we are switching gears. We did some fall, we did some Halloween, and we're going to dive into Christmas, which I know sounds crazy, but depending on how many Christmas cards you make, it's time to get started. For me, I send a couple hundred a year, and so I got to get going because I use every last card. And there's always people you find after the fact, right? Like maybe it's somebody who sent to you who you didn't send to, or you think of somebody later on and you're like, I need a card. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started with that tonight. Hi, Patty. Hi, Mom. Hi, Terry. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're joining me. Last week I was not live for a traditional Facebook and YouTube live where we made cards together, but I had my BOGO sale and that was a lot of fun. So thanks to everyone who shopped the BOGO sale. All of those packets actually did go to the post office today. The goal was yesterday. I forgot that the post office was closed yesterday, which you can still go inside and drop stuff off, right? But with them being closed, I went last night and brought all the packages. And the little bin that you drop the packages in was like the bin on the other side was full. So the door that you have to open was stuck. So I couldn't open the door to drop off the packages. So I had to leave the post office. And it was funny because there was a guy going in with a box. And he was walking and I said, hey, just so you know, the door is stuck. Like you can't drop the box off. He goes, oh, it's all right. I'll just talk to the people. And I didn't even realize till I got in the car. And then I was like, oh, he thinks they're open today too. But anyway, yes, Deborah's with me. She says she needs to get started too. Hi, Mario. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Jamie. Welcome, everyone. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to flip my screen down here. Oh my goodness, where did my mouse like froze on me? There we go. I'm gonna flip my screen down and you might be like, Melissa, I looked at the title of the video and this is not the set you said we were using tonight. And I know, but I realized, and thanks to Beth for reminding me, asking about it, I realized I haven't shared October's club cards with you yet on a live. So I wanted to do that today before we get started. So for October Card Club, that is my monthly subscription-based card club, we are using the Gift of Joy stamp set. And this is kind of bizarre for me, but last month, so the September cards, and then this month were both Christmas themed, and for both of them we just used stamp sets. We didn't even use dies or punches or anything like that, which is totally insane for me. Like that's not normal. Hi Alicia, hi Anne. So excited to have you join. But anyway, I want to sneak peek you the cards. If you are a club subscriber and you don't want to see the cards, this is when you're going to look away. Usually let me just tell you real quick before you look away. So for club, you get to make 8 projects, 2 each of 4 different designs. I usually will just photograph one because you make it twice, right? But this month you are also going to get a half pack of the Christmas Tags and More DSP, which has punch out pieces. And because you're getting a half pack, you have to do a little bit. They're mostly similar, but like you have to do a little bit of different things with the punch out pieces. So I do want to show you all of the cards. I made them all out and you'll see what I mean here. But anyway, if you wanted to close your eyes, if you want to be surprised for club, close your eyes now. So here's the first card. So you can see what I mean here where we've got like the rectangle here and then the ornament and the bow, right? But we have to kind of switch out which one's which. So I did create both versions of those. And if you are not a Happy Christmas fan, if you like Merry Christmas, you can easily do that. So the Gift of Joy stamp set has Happy Christmas as the stamp, but there is Merry all on its own. So if you wanted to stamp Merry and then stamp Christmas separately, you could do that like in a line and get your Merry Christmas, okay? So that's the first card. Here's the second card. So stinking cute. And obviously you can mix and match different punch-out pieces as well if you want to use different than what I have. Here's the third card. Oh, I love, love, love these ones. They are simple. They are beautiful. I love all the different DSP in here. They're just so pretty. And then here's the final card. How cute is that? Joy. It makes me want to sing Joy to the World. But anyway, so those are our club cards. Okay, you can open your eyes again if you had them closed. Club is super duper awesome. We'd love to have you join us. Actually, in October, I have an extra gift. Every couple of months, I like to do an extra gift for everybody in club. So we're going to have an extra gift in October. And if you want to know what that is, you're going to have to join club. It is $45 per month. That includes all of the card kits, the products, so the DSP, the twine, the embellishments, all of that. It includes the PDF. It includes the shipping to you. I do also offer a 1-month option if you're just wanting to try club out, but you don't want to commit to every month. That's totally fine. That is $50, and you'll want to contact me for that link. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I was like, what's the word? The link to subscribe to club to learn more about it is club.stampwithmelissa.com. It's also in the description of this video if you check that out. But October 20th, so Monday, is the deadline. You have to be signed up by the end of the day on Monday to get in on this month's club. And I'm going to work probably tonight or tomorrow on designing November. That's insane. I'm going to be designing November. Crazy. Oh, let me leave this for a second. We are going to use this Happy Christmas sentiment in one of our cards tonight as well. So I did want to point that out. So we are going to use that. You guys, my craft room is just a mess right now. What's it going to look like when Christmas is actually here? I don't know. Anywho, if you have any other questions on club, let me know. I am happy to share more, but it is super awesome, and I think you're going to want to join. Plus, if you do subscribe, you get a gift for your first month and every 6 months, and yeah, they're just cool. So, okay, so tonight we are playing with the Homemade Treats bundle. Now, if you are on my email list, you would have been gifted with the Homemade Treats Christmas series first projects on Saturday. I've already heard you guys are loving them. I am so excited. They are such cool projects that I partnered with Heidi Collins and Deborah Harrison on to provide for you. Those are totally free. So if you're on my email list, Heidi's or Deborah's, you're going to get the same. We send out the same project each week. But this past Saturday, we sent out the first 3 projects. And every Saturday from now through December 13th, we'll be sending an additional project. So one of the bundles we used for the Christmas series is Homemade Treats. And I did not get a chance to feature this while we were, having registration for the Christmas series and all that. And I thought, we're going to feature it now. And we're going to feature Gingerbread Man next week, which is our other bundle that we use. But I'm really excited about this bundle. It is really cute. And I'm going to tell you, I am not a good baker. But that did not stop me. I was like, this bundle's too cute. I have to have it. So I can imagine those of you who can bake, you probably are even more in love with it than I am, which is hard to even imagine because I love this bundle so much. It is so, so stinking cute. So I wanted to share I know I love it too. I'm so excited, Deborah. I know. Our shipping department has been like really just crushing it lately with all the things going on. I have been getting packages so fast, way faster than I thought I would. Anyway, let me show you the projects that we're going to make together today. We've got 3 cards. Now, I will mention the cards are actually inspired by a class that I did, a Creative Connections event through Rhonda Wade, and I believe Erica Serwin is the one who designed the Homemade Treats class. So the cards were inspired by that, and I thought they were just way too cute. So I, cased them and made them a little bit different, but I thought they were so stinking cute. And then we've got this guy right here that is a little Ghirardelli chocolate holder. And it's actually wide enough to fit 2, or you could fit a gift card in the back or whatever you want. But I found they're sugar cookie Ghirardelli squares from Target. And I thought they'd be perfect for the Homemade Treats bundle here. So, oh, Deborah, I have been on the receiving end. She said she loves to bake, especially Christmas cookies, and gifting them. And I've luckily been on the receiving end of those gifted cookies. I was so grateful for those. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm excited that you guys are excited. All right, so if you would like the project kits to make these at home, I am happy to send them to you as a thank you gift for placing an order with me this week. So if you place a $50 order before tax and shipping and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied in my online store by the end of the day this Friday, October 17th, 2025, I'll send you these 4 project kits as a thank you gift from me. And sometimes I get asked what my project kits look like, and I will show you them as we go live. Ooh, let me leave this one out, huh? I'll show you them as we go, but they look, pretty much everything is done for you except anything with the featured bundle, which this week is homemade treats. Okay, all right, so let's dive into our first card. At some point tonight, I might even tell you a really embarrassing story about me in like the first time I baked. I know that sounds like such a crazy thing. You might be like, how do you remember the first time you baked? Oh, I do. Oh, thanks you guys. You're so sweet. All right, so for our first card, we've got a Mossy Meadow card base. You can see I've got that scored as well. You're going to have a Mossy Meadow layer embossed for you with the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder because hello, plaid, Christmas, right? You're going to have a scrap piece of basic white for all of our stamping, and you're going to have a scrap of silver foil to die cut out our cookie sheet. Isn't that cute? Oh, I know. I was like, I have to find the best Ghirardelli chocolate square for this. And then I saw that Target had the sugar cookie ones, and it told me they had 6 left in the store, and guess how many they had when I got there like an hour later? 1. 1 pack, and it said they had 6. So I was like, either your app is wrong or somebody else is thinking about Christmas too. All right, so we are going to start with our real red. Oh my gosh, Mario. That is a lot of like discipline. I don't think I could do that. That is awesome though. I know, they're so cute. Okay, so we are going to stamp our sentiment. Now, I'm using Happy Christmas from Gift of Joy. You can use whatever you'd like. But this homemade treats bundle has some really fun sentiments in them. It's just all baking themed, and there was nothing like super skinny or little. And I just wanted to feature something that was, you know, not as prominent on this card. So we've got that, and then we're going to stamp our icing or our frosting, however you want to view it. I view it as icing in real red, and then we can close that up. Okay, and then we've got our pecan pie, and we are going to stamp 3 gingerbread men. And the really nice thing about this bundle too is they give you 2 dies for the gingerbread man, the Santa hat, and the candy cane. So that makes it really easy to die cut out because instead of having to die cut 3 times, we only have to send it through twice. All right, and then we've got our crumb cake ink pad for our, I almost said the whisk. You guys, I know I can't bake, but I do in general know my terms. So if I call anything by the wrong name tonight, just go with it. But the rolling pin, I really almost called it the whisk. All right, and then we're going to grab out our trimmer if I can. I put a TV tray next to me because when we die cut, we have to do a lot of die cutting tonight. And when I put it up on my desk during my live videos, it shakes so much, and I don't like that. So I put a TV tray next to me. Just an FYI. But anyway, I'm just trimming out the sentiment here. I'm going to line up the edge of the sentiment, so that S there on the 1/2 inch line. You know what? Maybe even on the, let's go like 5/8 just for funsies. We're going to go 5/8 of an inch, and I'm angle cutting this. But you can, of course, do this wherever you'd like to. Okay, and I'm just going to angle cut that for our sentiment. So cute. Anywho, I brought up the TV tray because it's hard to get the trimmer back in the drawer. Okay, and then we can go ahead and add some of our dies here to die cut out. So we need some Post-it note tape. Yeah, we'll probably need more than this, but it's all right. We'll start here. We're going to go ahead and just line these up, and then we'll die cut them out. Okay, while I'm working on this, I'll tell you, I am about to embarrass myself so much. So you are allowed to laugh, but you can't laugh at me, okay? You have to laugh with me. I'm telling you right now, I am not a baker. I do not like to bake. I do not like to cook. I tolerate it like once a year. The baking part. The cooking part, I don't know. I can cook a couple of things, but not a lot of things. And it's just not something I enjoy. I like to craft, right? I like to read. I like to nap. There's a lot of other things I'm good at, just not cooking or baking. Anyway, the first time I ever cracked an egg, I was 21 years old. And that is pretty embarrassing, I think, because I think you should probably be younger than that the first time you crack an egg. But you know what? I never had to. So I never did. And it actually was like right before COVID had started, but I was working from home and I had the afternoon off or whatever. At my old job, we got to work from home one day a week. And I had the afternoon off and I was like, I'm going to make these apple cinnamon muffins because they looked really good in the picture. So I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to make these apple cinnamon muffins. It's going to be awesome, whatever. It said the prep time was like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then the bake time was like, I could totally be making this time up, by the way. Just go with me here. The prep time was like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. And then the bake time was like an hour. I don't know. Whatever it was, it took me 4 hours from start to finish to make these muffins. I cannot believe it. And I have never made them since. But you know what I can make? I can go to the store and I can buy frozen cookie dough and I can open up that bag or that tub or whatever and I can put those on a cookie sheet and I can put them in the oven and they're so good. So anyway, yeah, needless to say, I'm not usually asked to bring food to potlucks or things because I'll bring a bag of chips. I'll just go buy a bag of chips. I'm glad you guys say you're laughing with me. Yeah, we all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses, right? I can craft like there's no tomorrow. My mom is a great baker. My grandma was a great baker. I didn't get that gene, and that's all right. That's okay. All right, yes, it is, Chelsea. It is a magnetic sheet that I get from Stampin' Storage. I know some people actually will also get like, what are they called? Oh my gosh, what's the name that I'm looking for? Like the vents. I almost said dryer vents. Like the vents, the air vents, I guess, whatever, that you use for the vents in your room. Anyway, there's magnet sheets or whatever. I've seen people get those and cut them up, but I get mine from Stampin' Storage and I love them. But yeah, I like the magnet sheet because I find with the dies that they come on, or the sheet that they come on, whenever I pull them off of that paper, it just rips. And I'm not a huge fan. So anywho, all right, so I adhered our embossed layer to the card, and then I adhered our cookie sheet with dimensionals, and now I'm going to adhere our sentiment with dimensionals as well. Whoops, I put that on the wrong spot. I was not thinking about what I was doing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to peel this up. Anyway, we want to double stack the edges of our sentiment, and we want to single stack the middle. If you caught my error there, I double stacked the middle. That's not what you want to do. We want this to go up on a level 2, and our cookie sheet is already on level 1. So I've got that stacked like this because our cookie sheet is going to lay right here. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Lori. One day I might. But honestly, when I think about my future, I don't foresee it, but maybe. We need like, I don't know why cracking eggs like terrifies me. Maybe because there's so many ways to do it wrong or messy or whatever, right? Where'd the other gingerbread guy go? Did I ever take him off of this? Where did he go? Well, we had 3 gingerbread men. Oh, I picked up this card and he fell off. Okay, we found it. Anyway, I feel like, you've got like electric can openers and all this stuff. Like, how can we get, is this something that exists? Like something that can crack your egg for you? Then I would maybe bake more, but I don't know. Deborah, that's cool. Oh, that's so funny. Anne says chips are necessary too. I appreciate that. You get me. All right, so I added some seal to all of our die cut images, and then I just put a dimensional at the top of our icing bag here. We're gonna set this down where it's partially on the cookie sheet, but it actually kind of makes it look like it is doing the icing of our sentiment, right? That's kind of fun. Okay, then we're gonna take that little rolling pin here and tuck that just right under here, so it's still very visible. And then we can take our cute little gingerbread guys and just add those onto the cookie sheet. And we're just going to kind of put them every which way. I don't want them to be like exactly the same, so we're going to kind of go like that. And then we can take, oh my gosh, have you guys played with this yet? This is the new Real Red Shiny ribbon. Oh, it's gorgeous. It is so pretty. I actually think like I have a wrapping paper that is pretty much real red in color, and I'm like, this is the perfect ribbon to tie bows onto presents with. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for Christmas. Anywho, I'll leave it there because we have a lot of months left to be excited for Christmas. All right, so just tie a bow with that, and then we're gonna go ahead and trim the tails, right? And get this guy out of the way. It is very, it's a 1/2 inch ribbon, but it just seems so thick, like in width. It's not super thick to tie a bow with. We are going to use a ribbon later, and we're not going to use it as like a traditional ribbon, but we're going to use a ribbon later that is actually very, very, very thick. All right, we're going to stick that on a glue dot, pick that up, and then set that down on our card. Right there. You could put it on the cookie pan if you want to. I kept mine down a little bit lower because just with the added bulk, I wanted it to be a little bit down. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fun. Yes, I saw that, Corinne. I saw they just came out with new magnet sheets. They just announced that today, I think, right? All right, so we've got the peppermints here, and we've got big, little, whoops. My putty is going all funky. Big, little, and middle of our peppermints. Aren't they just the perfect embellishment for this set? So cute. And that is our first card. Isn't that one fun? Oh, I love it. I love it. And I love those peppermints so much. They're so cute. They're such a good embellishment. And they're flat, so they don't really add to the bulk. Okay, so let's go then to card number 2. This one is super fun, and I can't wait to show you how to get this flowery effect on there. Just wait. It's cool. Okay. All right. So for this card, we've got a pecan pie card base. Okay, with that score line in there. We've got a piece of the Christmas tags and more DSP. There's the other side. So this is like that front pattern where you've got there's 6 2x3 rectangles of different fun things. And the other side is this really gorgeous gingham. So I love that. We've got a pecan pie layer that we're going to do some stamping on. Excuse me. Tickle in my throat. We've got a real red perennial postage die cut that I will include for you, and you will heat emboss your sentiment. I did save a little bit of time, so I heat embossed this ahead of time, but you'll go ahead and do that with some white embossing powder. I think that sentiment is so cute. It's beginning to taste like Christmas. Now, tasting Christmas cookies, I'm really good at. And then we've got a piece of basic white for some stamping. And I will say, I'm not the best baker. What I make is very edible, and I'm sure it tastes just like anybody else's. It just takes me 4 times as long to make it as like, normal time to make. People can usually make it much faster than I can. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with this pecan pie piece, and I am going to pull out my messy scrap paper. We're going to use this messy scrap paper a bit on this card. Okay, and then we want our pecan pie ink pad, and we're going to create a fun little background. So this is going to look like your counter, right, or your table when you're cooking, when you're baking your cookies, right? So this stamp right here, when I first saw it, I was like, what the heck is that? Well, this is the dough all rolled out, right? So cute, and I love that they did that because then we have those images that go right inside of our cookie. So we've got that. We want to pull out our gingerbread man again. So we're just kind of stamping a background. It doesn't really matter Right? Because I don't know about you, but when I cut out my cookies, because I do make like sugar cookies and stuff with my niece and nephew for the holidays, when we cut them out, they just go everywhere, every which way, and all, they're just all over the place. So we're just really kind of rotating the stamps here to make them go all over. The candy cane is so cute too, but I love that these are the cutouts. How fun is that? So you can just kind of fill in some blank spaces, maybe like that. And then there's also this stamp here that's kind of like a sprinkle stamp. That's what I was thinking of it. And this is just going to fill in the rest. And I don't really mind if this goes over the top of like an image that's already stamped, because let's be honest, that's what it really looks like, right? When you add kids and sprinkles and cookie dough and all that, I mean, it's just a mess. That's the best part. So anywho, it's all over the place. Okay, you can see I kind of left the middle a little bit open because we're going to put our sentiment there, so it's going to get covered up anyway. But we've got this, and then here's what we're going to do. We're going to move everything else out of the way because I have learned, I've made this card a few times, and I've learned it gets quite messy. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our messy scrap paper. We have got our craft white ink pad. Open that guy up, okay? And we're going to blend on some ink. Now this, I think, was used with like soft seafoam before or something. The color is still there, but it's cleared out, and we're going to blend this on. Now, usually when you blend, you like to dab it off first and not transfer a bunch of ink. Well, the craft ink is a little bit of a different texture, and I want it to look like flour was spilled on the counter. So I'm just going right on there. And you can kind of mix and match this as much or as little as you'd like to. I love that. Every time you do this too, there's a different look. Like each time is a little different. But we're going to just blend that on. Maybe a little bit more here, because I do want some areas to look more flowery than others, right? They've got more flour spilt. And then I'm going to close up this ink pad, and you know what? I can actually put it away. And what I did, where is it? Here it is. What I did the other day, and I just let it dry on here, so I'm just reusing it. I actually took a clear block and I just flipped this over and inked it up in the ink pad, okay? You could also just put it on like a glass mat. You could squeeze it in the lid. Lots of ways to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a water painter. So this is dried, because the last time I made this card was a couple days ago. And just add a little bit of water. Pick that up with our water painter. And this is where it gets a little messy, okay? So just keep that in mind. And I'm just going to smack this against my bone folder. And pick up more if you need more. Because I want like big globs. And you can see I'm holding it like way up at the end because I really want it to move. Okay. I'm just going to pick up. Just keep going with this until you're happy with how it looks. But this way it looks like the individual speckles of flour. You know what I mean. There we go. Oh, that took a little while for that to pick up how I wanted it to. There we go. And because there's water in this, some of it's not going to stay as white. So I just keep going over it until I'm happy. And you can even just like, boop, boop, right? Just dab a little bit on there. Just until you're happy with it. And I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so then what I do, I'll just grab a Kleenex. I'm just going to wipe this down. And then we'll wipe down our block. And I'll probably just take my chamois to this later just to clean off any other ink that I may have missed. But then we just let this dry for a little bit. So I'll recap. By the way, water painters are back in stock in case you've been in the market for one and haven't been able to get one. They're back. The vendor who made them stopped making them, so Stampin' Up! Had to find somebody else, and they did. So, okay, we'll set that there and bring in all of our other stuff again. When I did this the first time, I don't remember if it was this card. No, it wasn't. But anyway, it got all over the card base and everything. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Would it work if you did the white first, then stamp? Lori, you could definitely try it. I think... Sorry, I'm just catching up on... Okay. You could definitely try it that way. I like to do the white after because I want the pecan pie to be muted. And I think it would be more sharp or more dark of a color if you did the white first, if that makes sense. But you could definitely try it, you know, see how it goes for sure. Okay, we have a little bit more stamping to do. So we've got our scrap of basic white here. We'll pull out pecan pie again and our cute gingerbread man. We need one of those, and then we need a whisk. Nope. Oh my gosh, why do I keep calling it a whisk? A rolling pin. There's no whisk in the set, Melissa. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it that. But anywho. Okay, rolling pin. In crumb cake ink. And then we're going to die cut these out. So let me grab these and my Post-it note tape. I'll go ahead and hold those in place here. And then die cut them. But this way, since we did that first, it has lots of time to dry before we need to actually put it on the card. Okay. All right, so we've got these guys. They're so cute. Okay, and then we can go ahead and start assembling. So we are going to start with our DSP and add some seal. And then layer this onto the card front here. And I'm leaving about an equal margin from the left with the score line as the top and the bottom. And fold and burnish. And then we'll take our masterpiece. That's this piece. I mean, just look at that. Look how cool that looks. And the speckles you can get a little bit crazier with. Like this one here. Right? The speckles, they just look so cool. So anyway, so we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. And pop that up onto our card. Okay. Look at that against that pecan pie card base. You can really see the difference, right? Oh, so cool. So cool. Oh, that would be really cool. Lori's going to try it on pine trees. I want to see that. Make sure to share. I know you will, but make sure to share. All right. So then kind of up here, I don't know, no real measurement, right? I'm just going to run a little line of seal. Not very much, right? Just, you can see right there where it's shiny. Just a little bit of seal there. And we're going to take our white fluffy trim and just put a teensy little, I don't know, this is maybe 3/4 of an inch. It's really not that much. And just lay that down on where we put our seal, okay? And then we'll take our label, our sentiment here, and add some dimensionals on the back. And so this is the ribbon I was talking about. It's actually called trim. It's called the fluffy white trim or something like that. It's very thick. It would be gorgeous for tying like actual presents with 3D items, but it is a bit bulky. So if you're putting it on a card, just keep that in mind. But anyway, so then this is going to go diagonal like so. We'll take our cute little gingerbread guy and our rolling pin. I'm going to add some seal on the rolling pin. And then on one side, we're going to use our mini dimensionals for this. On one side, I'm just going to put one little mini dimensional where it's going to hang off the sentiment. And then we'll put a dimensional on the back of our gingerbread man. And stick these guys down like this. So you can see the side with the dimensional is over here. And then this guy is going to fit right in the crook here. It's like made for him right there. It's like an envelope and he's the stamp. And then we're going to take our real red and white baker's twine, because it's so stinking cute, and tie a bow with that. Okay, and just kind of, you know, mess with it till it looks good. And let's add this on a glue dot. Stick the nut on a dot. Grab our take your pick tool, and then that's going to go right here where the trim meets the sentiment. Okay, and then this one we're going to use some more peppermints because they're just too cute. So we've got a big, let's put that up here. These ones I kind of move all over, so big, a little, and a middle down here. And that is our second card. What do you think of this one? Isn't that fun too? I love that. I love this look of the gingham with it. Just like true Christmas colors, but it really does remind me of like a baking day. We do an annual, it's called Cookie Day in our family. We do an annual cookie day. And I can tell you, like, thank goodness for my mom to make all the dough ahead of time and all that kind of stuff, because no way. No way would I do it. Anyway. Oh, hi, Mimi. All right, so here is our third card. Super duper cute as well. We have got a real red card base for this one, keeping with all traditional Christmas colors for the most part. So we've got real red. We've got a real red layer that is embossed for you. Let me get that better. Come on, there we go, with the Jolly Holly. Now this is actually a hybrid folder. It is a bundle, Jolly Holly bundle. And so these cute little holly leaves get die cut, not fully out, but where they pop up with the matching die set. But this one I just use the embossing folder on its own. We've got a garden green layer. We've got a basic white layer. We've got a piece of that super adorable Christmas tags and more DSP. We've got a scrap of white for stamping, and we've got a banner from Crumb Cake. This is die cut from the Nested Essentials dies for our sentiment. So let's start with stamping because it's the best place to start. We're going to grab that pecan pie ink to start and our sentiment that says "'Tis the season for baking." It's so cute. Even though I don't really bake, I'd still love this card in the mail. I would be like, oh, it's so cute. All right, so we've got that stamped, and then we can pull in our gingerbread man. You can tell he gets a lot of use this week because I think actually we've got a pecan pie gingerbread on all 4 projects this week because you just can't not. All right, we've got that, and then let's see. We need real red, but we need to clean off our candy canes because we stamped those in pecan pie before. So just clean those off here. And we are going to stamp 2 candy canes with real red. In real red. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. And then I was like, oh my gosh, we haven't used that cute oven mitt yet. And it kind of looks like a stocking, right? So we are going to stamp that. I know, I think they're so cute too. Thanks, Lene. We're going to stamp our oven mitt in Shaded Spruce. Now, garden green is the color in the paper. Ooh, that's not even good looking. Garden green is the color in the paper. Here's what we're going to do. But I wanted it to be a little bit of a different color, so we're using Shaded Spruce. Okay, I didn't want to restamp everything, and I didn't want to die cut twice, so we're just going to flip over. Cut that in half and flip over. Okay, stamp better. There we go. It looked like I just did not ink up part of the stamp. That was weird. Anywho, yeah, weird. Anywho. Okay, let's die cut these out. And then we'll make this cute card as well. I do think this oven mitt is so cute. Next week, we're going to play with the gingerbread bundle. And I think between these and then the Christmas series, oh my gosh, you should have so many ideas with these 2 sets. They are so much fun to create with. Oh, I'm looking for my dies. They're right here. They are so fun to create with, and I just love them. Okay, so there is a candy cane, and then like I said, it's really cool because the set comes with 2 candy canes, so we can die cut them out at the same time. And here we go. All right. So if if you're wondering, you hear me talk about the Christmas series and you're like, what is this lady talking about? Well, the Christmas series is actually something that I'm doing for free on my email list. So if you join my email list, you'll get access to 12 projects over the course of 10 weeks, featuring these 2 bundles. Of course, you can also adapt the card ideas to different sets as well, but these 2 bundles, this one, Homemade Treats, and then the Gingerbread Man bundle that we'll use next week, those were our inspiration. And those tutorials go completely free to my newsletter list, my email newsletter list. And they're awesome projects. I partnered with Heidi Collins and Deborah Harrison on them, and they're just so fun. Let's start with our embossed piece here. We're just going to start adhering. Anywho, they are really cool. And back in September, I had the opportunity for folks to register for a craft along kit. I pushed too hard. When you do that, your cardstock rips. Now it's stuck to my fingers. Hold please. Anyway, you could register for a craft along kit, and that's been really fun. My aunt actually signed up. She's taking it from me as well, and so she came over on Saturday. She's going to come over each week and put them together with my mom, which I thought was really cool because, you know, I'm an online demonstrator, and so I see your beautiful creations, but I don't always get to see the smile on your face while you make what you're making. And so that was really cool to have her here and see them both kind of going, ooh, look at this, I love it. Yes, Chelsea, the Post-it note tape is really, really cool. I like it because it doesn't rip. I found with like washi tape that it would rip my cardstock when I would pull it off. So I really like the Post-it note tape. Okay, so then we're going to add some seal to the DSP and tack that down here onto our basic white layer. Okay, add some seal on the basic white layer and layer this onto garden green. Okay, and then we'll add some dimensionals on the back. Speaking of as well, I am going to be launching, if you are on my email list, that's the speaking of part. You may have noticed in my monthly calendar that I mentioned that I'll be doing a Santa's Workshop craft along. We are finishing that up, and so registration for that should open at the end of this week. So keep your eye out for that. That'll go to my newsletter first. But I'm really excited about it. You guys are gonna love it. It's 3D, it's cards, it's so cool. So look forward, get excited to that. For that. Yeah. Anywho. All right, then we're going to add some dimensionals to our sentiment. And peel off the backings of that. And then this is going to go down on the right side. And I didn't want the angle to match up perfectly with the DSP, so I'm going to actually bring it a little bit lower. Like so. And if you want it to be lined up, you can do that as well, but I just wanted it to not be. So I pulled mine down a little bit lower. We're going to take that oven mitt and put a couple of dimensionals on the back, but we're not going to stick it down yet. We can pull off the backings, but we're not going to fully stick it down because we want to add our gingerbread man and our candy canes first. And I should probably be using my silicone craft mat, but it's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of eyeball this and stick down a couple of candy canes. And then before I stick down that gingerbread man, I'm just going to hold my oven mitt over to make sure everything looks like it's coming out of the oven mitt. And stick down that gingerbread man and then stick down the oven mitt like that. How fun is that? It's so cute. Okay, then we're going to use some linen thread to pull out some of that crumb cake tone. I just like to straighten this a bit. We are going to tie a bow and add that to the oven mitt slash stocking. Okay. So cute. Oh, so cute. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. And so I love making Christmas cards. This is my absolute favorite time of year to craft and my absolute favorite like occasions to craft for. I love fall cards. I love Halloween projects and cards. I love Christmas cards. I just love it all. So it's just a good time. It's a good few months, right? All right. So then these are called the deer dots. We've got garden green, pool party, petal pink, and I believe this is supposed to be poppy parade. We're going to use these garden green ones to pull out the garden green that's in the DSP. So I'll just use a big and a little and another big here. Like so. And that is card number 3. What do you think of this one too? I think that's fun. It's hard to see that holly embossing folder. There we go. You can kind of see it over here on the side, but it is so pretty in person. It's very subtle and it's just gorgeous. Oh, I love it. I love it. You guys are so sweet. Hi, Kathleen. Hey, Joan, that's okay. We're just glad you're here. Okay, so let's go on to our final project, and this one is not a card. It is our cute little Ghirardelli holder. Now, one thing I was thinking of, I was like, oh, this is super cute, but what if you were going to put it in a stocking? Because these will just slide right out, right? And I think I would just put I would put it in a cellophane bag or an organza bag or something like that, just to keep everything contained. And you could also, like I said, you could do one. Let's see. I've got my gift cards here. You could sneak a gift card in there. Wouldn't fit this way, but you could sneak a gift card in there too if you wanted to do something like that. That would be really kind of cool too. But anyway, the sugar cookie Ghirardelli squares, I don't know what all the flavors of the Ghirardellis are, but they might have like a gingerbread-ish kind of. I know they have Christmas ones, so they might be coming out with something here too, but I thought sugar cookie would work great for now. So, all right, let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this guy, let's see if I can remember. This is 4.5 by 4 1/4. It's scored at 1 and 1 5/8, and then 5/8 from each end on the short end. So oh, I'm sorry, you couldn't see those lines. Long side, so this is 4.5 side, 1 inch, 1 5/8. Short side, 5/8, 5/8. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We've also got 2 pieces here of the modern Christmas DSP. This has some gold on the back. Or really, I think the gold is supposed to be the front, but I really like the B side of that paper. And then we've got a scrap of basic white for stamping. So let's start with stamping. We are going to start with our real red ink pad and our icing. Okay, ink that up. And oh my gosh, did I give myself a big enough piece? We're going to make it work. I think we can do it, right? Okay, so we've got our icing, and then, of course, a gingerbread man. Because he's just so cute, so he gets to be featured on all of the projects. It's almost like a flat Stanley type of thing, you know? Like, where is he going? And he just gets to be on all of them. So, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to die cut these out. And this actually comes together quite easy. Not too bad. So we'll just get these dies lined up here. And I like the Post-it note tape too. Can you see me looking for my dies again? Oh, Lene, sorry. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, well. Train left the station. It might come back. It might not. We'll see, right? But Lene cracks me up. Now she wants cookies and chocolate. I know. It's like the best mix, right? Because it's sugar cookie flavored chocolate. Okay, so we've got our pieces here. And our little, okay, this die makes me think every time I like die cut it out, look at this side, it looks like a carrot. What is Flat Stanley? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Flat Stanley, I think it's a book. I never read the book in school, but basically it's like, okay, I might be saying it not super great, so you'll have to Google it later. But basically what people will do, it's like a thing in elementary school where we would like take a picture of ourselves and you make it small and you print it out so it's flat, right? So it'd be like a flat Melissa or whatever. And then you send it to somebody and they take it around with them. So like, I feel like we did one for my cousin and we brought it to like the Mall of America and you just take pictures of wherever it goes on its adventures. But that's what it is. I don't know why this gingerbread man, just because he's on each of the projects today, he reminded me of like a Flat Stanley. Like, here he is cooking in the kitchen and then all those things. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead. We're just going to burnish the score lines here. And then what we're going to do before we cut anything is I'm going to pull out my little ruler and a pencil. And because we've got a 5/8 inch kind of margin here, the width here, we're going to measure up 5/8 of an inch on the edge. So from this score line up, we're going to measure 5/8 of an inch. Oh, good. Okay. Debbie loves it. Yes. Okay. Lene is good. Lene's a good one to explain it because she might do it with her kindergartners. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So this ruler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't have all the little indents on it, so I have to count. So I'm just going to mark 5/8 of an inch, and that's just because I want an angled edge. But you do not have to angle it if you don't want to, but it's just going to give me this angle in here. Okay. Yes, you send him around to see how far he goes. Yeah, it was kind of a fun little thing to do. I don't think either my niece or nephew did a flat version of them. Okay, let's get the trimmer out, and I'm just going to trim from my pencil mark to the top score line just to create an angle here. Okay, so that's lined up. And we'll cut. And again, angling it is totally optional. I just like the look of it. And you can use scissors too. I just don't quite trust myself to cut straight. I don't know that I would be able to manage that as well as I would hope. Okay, things are going to fall if you set that there, Melissa. Okay, okay. Okay, so then we're going to grab our snips, and we've got these little tabs here. Hold it like this. These little tabs right here. Oh, cool. I love it, Lori. Oh, I love that. All right, we are going to cut up the score line and then cut in on a slant and do that on the other side as well. Okay, and just pull off that extra little bits and flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So this one is actually quite simple because you don't have to do very much cutting, right? You don't have to trim away a lot. And we're going to take those away. Okay, now while we have it flat, I'm going to adhere my DSP. So the larger DSP is going to go on the back here. It should fit right on in here. Okay, and then we'll flip it like this. And this piece of DSP is going to go on that little front flap. This is going to fold up so both will be seen from the front. Okay, all right, so then what we're going to do, I'm going to keep this flipped over like this, and I'm going to use my tear and tape. I actually don't have my liquid glue down here because I was working on something upstairs and I left it upstairs, and so anywho, I remembered to bring my seal back, but not my liquid glue. I would probably use liquid glue just because these tabs are smaller, but we'll use tear and tape for this. So we're going to adhere these tabs. Okay, so I'm just using my snips to pull off the backings. If you have any exposed tear and tape, you can just fold it back. And then I'm going to adhere this to that longer section. Okay. So same thing on the other side, like so. And then while this is like this, or you can bend it if you need to, I'm going to put some tear and tape on these flaps because I want these to fold back on our piece. They're going to be like on the outside. Okay, so they're going to fold back like this. You could do it like this, but I like the look better of it like this. So anywho, we're going to go ahead and peel off the backings. And I just find it easier to grab with my snips. Or your take your pick tool works great too. But it works better than my fingers. And then we're just going to fold this on both sides. Like so. Super cute. And we'll just borrow these. Set them on inside there. Isn't that cute? We went black and white because that should match, right, with whatever we're doing for our actual cookie. And then I'm just going to add some seal to the icing and stick this guy on here because we need a little bit of decoration, right? And we'll add a mini dimensional here to the gingerbread man. Might be able to get a full dimensional to fit too. I don't know. It just looked like it wouldn't quite work out, so I went with a mini. We'll stick that guy there. And then we've got our real red and white baker's twine again, and we're going to tie a cute little bow. Matches our icing, right? So sweet. Wrong scissors. Gotta use your ribbon scissors. You like me, I'm like, you gotta use the ribbon scissors for the ribbon, otherwise it's not gonna cut. It probably would cut, but you know, you just do what you do, right? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love that so many of you know about Flat Stanley too. I think that's cool. Or Flat Melissa, right? You name it whatever your name is. That's cool. Okay, so then we're going to add this right here where the bag kind of meets on the icing. And finish this one off. I am using the iridescent foil gems because I think they're so pretty. And we're going to grab one big and one little. And there you have it. There is our cute little tree pouch. Isn't that fun? I think it's just so stinking cute. Let me move some things out of the way here. Oh my gosh. I need a bigger desk. Anyway, there's our cute little tree pouch. Isn't that so fun? Oh, I love it. And yeah, it is so cute. So let me pull in all of the projects we made together today. And you tell me if you have a favorite. My favorite might be, oh, I really like all of them. What do I have here? Something sticky on my work surface. Come on. I really like all of them, but I think the second card, just with that flower technique, I think is really, really cool. So I love that one as well. Just as a reminder, if you would like these project kits to make these projects at home, I'm happy to send them to you as a thank you gift for placing an order with me this week. So if you place a $50 order before tax and shipping and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied in my online store by the end of the day this Friday, October 17th, I will send you these kits for free as a thank you from me. They will go out next Tuesday in the mail. You also get access to the full PDF. I do sell my PDFs in my PDF store. I've been asked that before. I always forget to mention it. My team get all of my PDFs for free, and then if you register, if you do the $50 order for the class, you're going to get that PDF included as well. So that's got the pictures, it's got the measurements, the supplies, and all of the instructions for you there, okay? All right, I will flip back to my screen. Thanks or to me, not my screen. Me bigger on the screen is what I was going for. But anywho, thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to join my email list so you get access to those free project sheets every week. The Homemade Treats Christmas series featuring this bundle and the Gingerbread Man bundle. Next week, we will play with the Gingerbread Man bundle. The projects we made today and the projects we'll make next week during the live are not the same ones that are in the Christmas series. And the ones that are in the Christmas series are not going to be shown anywhere other than my email list. So make sure you are on that, okay? It's totally free to sign up for, and I don't think you'll regret it. Anywho, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.